Okay, hello and welcome. This will be a video on one guide to learn for each role for beginners, to people that may be new to Smite or maybe looking to play ranked, or people that aren't as invested in the game as other people. I myself I've not played the game for that long, but I can kind of give you some hints as to gods that are easy to pick up but are powerful. And obviously these aren't the only gods you can pick up. Like, I know for support I'll give other suggestions because there are a lot of other suggestions. Let me go start with the solo lane. Cucullin, I mean, super easy kit to learn, but it's quite hard to master, but easy to learn, and it will win you games in lower ranks easily. And then you'll be learning him, you'll learn how to manage your rage as you're playing him, and hopefully as you progress higher, your skill with the god will progress higher. So you start managing your rage really well, and then it progresses. Cucullin for like the past 3 years has almost always been a strong pick in the solo lane. Probably even before that. I just know from when Benji picked him at Worlds. Thank you, Smite, for that video. That's my favourite skin for Cucullin, by the way. Side note. But anyway, he's just always strong in the solo lane. He has super high pressure in lane because of his transformation. He has high kill potential. He has high 1v2 potential. He has high blue buff invade potential. He just in the early game he's super strong, mid game super strong, and in the late game he's still super strong with his knock up into a rage transformation, into all his rage damage, into detransforming and then building rage again. And hopefully you're not building your rage again, because hopefully by the time you've detransformed the fight's over, but it's not always like that. That's an ideal world, but he's very strong. He's got a few counters, like enemy licks can catch his jump, although it's not like super high. Low-key won't get knocked up by his ult in his flurry. It's it's really just people that match his lane pressure for solo lane. So like a King Arthur is, I wouldn't say it's like a counter, but it's like an equal, perhaps, because Arthur matches his early game pressure with a Bluestone build. Although Bluestone's not as strong right now, but anyway, that's beside the point. King Arthur will match his early game pressure and then continue it through to mid game. However, the reason why I haven't said King Arthur is because his kit's not as easy to learn. If you die as King Arthur, you kind of struggle to get back your momentum. Whereas if you're playing Cucullin, you can build up your rage again and you can just go again. Whereas King Arthur is super hard to build up like your energy on your sword and not be behind super badly. So definitely think Cucullin's an easy pick for that. He's rarely banned in ranked currently. You're more likely to see him picked than banned. Although if you're in the bottom 2, then you might get banned, but you're not going to get him in the top 6 bans because you're set with the same 6-7 bans. And the build paths always suit him. He's got, right now it's Fighter's Mask into Warrior's Axe into like a Mystical Mail. Obviously without boots, you would have gone tank boots before. They were really good on him. Tank boots in general were really good. So he always fit that, and he's just, whatever the meta seems to be, he seems to find a way to worm his way into it, and that's why he's always strong, because you can't build him badly. He's even been nerfed recently. It was a nerf to his shield health, and that's barely affected him. He still feels super nice in lane, and I really recommend him. He's probably the best warrior right now, because Arthur's not, his build path isn't as good right now, and someone like Tyr isn't as strong, and Wukong and all them, they're not as strong. And one thing to mention, he does have anti-heal on his one, because everyone forgets that. Small thing, but he does have anti-heal in his kit. Went the wrong way. That way. Jungle. Fenrir. This is like, this isn't gonna matter for every pick that I make, but he is very versatile. If you pick up Fenrir, you can play him in 3 different roles to a pretty high level. Jungle and support, he's a really good pick. Solo, he's like a mid-tier pick, maybe a bit higher, but you won't be throwing if you pick a Fenrir solo. You'll be picking if you pick a Fenrir support, or you won't be throwing if you pick a Fenrir jungle. Just really strong, really high damage, with his brutalize. Really hard to get him off you if he brutalizes and you don't have a dash. You actually pretty much can't get him off you unless you stun him. His ult is amazing at burning someone's beads for a different ult. Say you're playing Fenrir solo and you've got a area support, or Fenrir jungle and area support. Like, you burn someone's beads, and then they're just Ares ulted, and they're pretty much dead because you both do the same kind of thing. But if they don't have beads, well, then that's their ADC dead. That's their mid laner dead. Okay. He's just, his ult's really powerful for that. His passive is strong, the 5 runes, giving him different things on his abilities. His abilities are really strong. Like, you want to use your 5 runes on your leap to get the stun, and then you want to brutalize, if you can. But he works in so many different ways as a pure tank, as a pure damage, and as a bruiser. As a pure tank, he'll still do a lot of damage. As pure damage, he's just going to melt you, and as a bruiser, he does both well. So bruiser isn't as strong right now in the jungle, at least, but as like a pure tank in the support lane, and bruiser in the solo and damage in the jungle, he's going to be strong. He's rarely a bad pick. He's almost always a strong pick. Because he just finds a way to make items work for him. He might fall off in one role, but then he'll be still good in like another one, because, they nerfed. I don't know what's good on him in jungle. I don't play enough Fenrir. I think it's like, I'm trying to think of an ability item. Is Hydra's good on him? I don't know. I don't think it is. Oh no, let's say he builds Void Shield in solo, and they don't have Void Shield. Well, okay, he can just go to support and buy support items and be fine. He can buy jungle items and be fine in jungle. It's like, it's a bad example, because I couldn't think of one. But he is just very fun, and he just have nice skins. Like, Ragnarok down here is the skin I use. Not his best skin, but it's a nice skin. Fenrir has really nice skins. I like Fenrir skins. So, the Son of Loki, Eater of Tears Hand, is a good jungle pickup. Mid lane, Raijin. A card I personally haven't played, but I know he's very easy to play and strong to pick up. So, strong mid lane pickup. He's got a CC immune ult, really useful for mid lane because you're where a lot of the traffic is. Like, you're in the middle of the map most of the time, so you're like, you've got your jungler there, you got your support there, and they're constantly coming. Sometimes you have a solo ADC, it's like, so having that basically an extra set of beads for your ult is really useful. Like, really, really useful. So, but he also has a lot of versatility in playstyle, because if you want, you can use his is it a dash? It is a dash in it, to engage on them, because it gives them a stun. But if you don't want to do that, you can use your dash to stay away. You can play from range, but you can also get in close, which is nice. Raiju is nice slow. His Taiko drums does a lot of damage, and his ult has a fear and a taunt on it. I think it has another one as well, which I don't actually know. Might not. It might be lying. But he does have high burst damage. I wouldn't say, maybe not high burst damage, but he has high sustained damage. He definitely does junk you though. he will hurt you. He does have high burst damage. Yeah, he does. He's a burst mage. What am I saying? But he definitely a strong mid lane pickup. I mean, and it's mostly because of his ult, to be honest, because his ult's really good. And he does have high lane pressure because, get someone low, you poke them out with Raiju and Taiko drums, You can dash engage on them if you're confident and you know where their jungler is. But if you don't, then it's like, oh, I'll just stand here and ult them. Now they're dead. There's not much they can do about it. And yeah, he does have a lot of self peel. You know, CC Muno with a fear and a taunt. Mainly the fear for the self peel. He's got a dash with a stun. He's got a slow with Raiju. It's like he's a really, I would say, safer god than, you know, someone like Merlin, who's like got a really complex kit. And I mean, come on, there's a Donkey Kong skin. He just wins. Okay, moving on to the ADC slash carry, because I can talk English. I mean, Anha. I mean, if there's a quintessential ADC god, it's got to be Anha. I mean, he's just super safe in lane. He's got a leap. His impale has a stun or just a displacement. He's got a CC ult. He's got a slow. The pillar can body block for you. And it's just like, and he's got high damage just in general. So it's gonna be a good god to pick in lane. It's really high single target damage. Obviously, you pillar someone, impale them into the pillar. This is like an ideal world. You leap on someone, you pillar, leap, impale. Sorry, I'm getting this mixed up. My brain's not working. And then you ult them, and that's pretty much anyone dead, even a tank. Yeah, this is late game, because you know they can't sustain through that. That's just way too much damage. And he works well with so many builds, because even right now you've got the Silver Branch build, which he is not obviously ideal for him because he doesn't have an attack stem, but he still can work with it. You can build crit on him, you can build pen on him, you can build... I don't know, is there any other builds that you can... I don't know any other builds, but I'm sure you can build other things on him. When I know another build, I'll tell you. But you can work with anything that you want, really. And it's really an easy kit to understand. It's a leap, a line, and a circle. Oh yeah, and another line. One tip with his ult, the best way to aim it is not by moving your cursor, is by moving your god. It's much easier to aim like that. But his kit is mostly just mechanics, you know, it's just hitting your abilities, hitting your autos. That's all it really is. You know, it's the same with any god, but you get what I mean. It's like, you don't have much like insane play potential. Well, you do, but it's not like from your abilities, it's from your autos. He does have a super high lane pressure, solo kill potential. I mean, there's a reason why Ymir and Anha are the kill lane, because they just walk at you and you die. You know, if you catch their ADC without beads in lane, you know, leap, pillar, impale, they're dead. Simply put, they're just dead. He does have really high objective strevs, and you can use your pillar to solo objectives. You know, you can body block things with the pillar. Like scorpions are really good for it. The greater scorpions. I've noticed like gold and Droga do tend to make your pillar disappear, but if you can get them to not make it disappear, then you're set. And he just does have a fun kit with higher carry potential. I mean, he is literally called the carry. So it's a bit... Of course he does. It's kind of in the name. But he's a fun god. And finally, we have support, which I'm going to go with Kepri. In ranked, it's kind of like him and Geb are the ranked breakers, and so Geb is also a perfectly valid pick here. He's got a really powerful ult, which is one of the reasons why the main reason he breaks ranked, because people don't know how to deal with it. It's like, should we attack it and make it go back to Kepri, or should we leave it and wait for it to wear off? Everyone has a different idea. So it kind of screws him over. He has super high setup with his root pull combo, and if you're playing like a Danza or something, you know, you can root pull into his taunt, into his one, and then like his ult, and that's just a kill. Probably it should be a kill. And his counters are not always the best picks. You got like Thanatos, Achilles are the two that come to mind, because it's the people with executes. Anyone that can execute is a counter to Khepri. And Achilles is better than Thanatos in most situations because Achilles is just generally a better god. Thanatos is a bit hit or miss. But if they don't pick a counter to Khepri, you know, your ult's just a very safe option. Then you're not gonna be struggling to use your ult. You can just use it without a care in the world. Well, you do have to care, but you get what I mean. And he's just I said a week. That's great. I did a typo. I did the wrong week. Rarely a weak pick in general. You know, he never really falls off, and he's actually come back into the meta a little bit with Sentinel's Embrace this patch, with Benevolence being nerfed. He's obviously a good god that works well with that because he plays that Peely style. He's not one of them that you're really looking to like engage, you know, or carry a fight. You know, say like a Ymir, just kind of walk at them and kind of just try and wall them off, freeze them and all that. Whereas he's looking to, hey, look, this is my ADC. I'm gonna stand near him and I'm gonna pull whoever comes on him. And I mean, come on, Crabbrave, Lobster. Need I say more? He has just two of the best skins in the game. I mean, obviously you can't really get Crabbrave if you didn't have the battle pass, but you know, Lobster. And he does have carry potential with his ult and his setup. It's not like, you know, it's not going to be a carry potential as in he's killing everyone. It's in he's allowing everyone on his team to kill everyone on their team without dying, which in its own way is carry potential. And I don't have any more slides here, so I'm going to go back to the front slide. Well, the first slide, I should say, which is this slide. One god to learn for each role. We're not talking about Abwash. I'm just putting them in there because Abwash is god. But so if we look at like the solo lane, you got Tyr's a good pickup. Arthur, if you're feeling a bit more adventurous. Balone is quite an easy god to understand and quite strong. Wukong is pretty good as well. In the jungle, you've got gods like Mercury is quite easy to understand to begin with. High carry potential. You've got gods like Erlang, which are good. You've got Thanatos. You've got options in there as well. In ADC, you've got gods like Heimdall is always strong to learn, but he's a bit more complex than most gods, at least with the Bifrost. I keep wanting to say Artemis, but I don't know. Artemis is only strong in the meta right now. She's not always been strong in the meta. Ram is always good to learn. Raven for jungle as well. That's another one I meant to say. For mid, you've got gods like Yana, Scylla, Scylla. If you just want to play casual, Persephone. And if you're feeling a bit more adventurous, someone like Merlin is good to get in early because he takes a very long time to learn. And then for support, you've got obviously Khepri, Geb. Not really Ganesh, because Ganesh is a bit worse than both of them at that role. But then you've got someone like Umoja, who's obviously the best guardian in the game. Fafnir is always really good. Fenrir, obviously, as well. Hercules is a nice one to learn early. Ymir is obviously always pretty strong. It's like you've got a lot of options in support. Your support is probably the one with the most options of like gods for new people to learn, because the guardians generally have like the least complex kits. They're not often very complex, so yes. Anyway, that has been it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you found it useful. If you want to see more stuff, like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.
The fuck going on out there?